In this video, we're gonna see if a DIY novice, aka me, is capable of successfully fitting the flagship LG G2 Evo Gallery Edition OLED TV to a wall. And for those of you not familiar with the LG G2 Evo OLED, this is the flagship series from LG, and it does not ship with a stand in the box. And that's because the G series from LG has been designed from the ground up to be wall mounted. And LG do provide a low profile but incredibly strong bracket purpose built for this TV in the box. The design is quite ingenious, and when successfully wall mounted, we're talking about less than a 5mm gap between the back of the TV and the wall. Hence why they call this the Gallery Edition. And before I uncover all of the trials and tribulations when it comes to installing one of these yourself, I gotta shout out the sponsor of this video, box.co.uk. Big thank you to them for hooking up this beast for this video. Box is an online technology store. If you're a tech fan, you'll love their website. They sell PC hardware, pre-built gaming PCs, consoles, TVs, audio gear, electric scooters, phones, appliances, and tons more of cutting edge tech. The delivery times are rapid, the customer service is legendary. Go check out box.co.uk when you get a minute, but don't go anywhere right now. Stick around to see whether my TV installation attempt turns out to be a disaster. So this is chapter 1, the easy part. So when you unpack the TV, all the bits and pieces that you need to get started are provided. This includes the remote and all the manuals and some IR extender cables. It also includes the 8 wall plugs and screws for the bracket. And also, very importantly, these red and blue guide stickers. And the most important thing of all, the guide paper for the bracket. And just know, if you are going to attempt to install this for yourself, you will need your own screwdriver, as well as a drill and a spirit level. Okay, chapter 2, and I call this part, do the math. Okay, so one of the things that's not explained in the user guide, which is really important really, is where will the bottom corner of the TV sit? Because for me, in this scenario, I've got a soundbar here and I don't want the TV to be behind the soundbar or too far above it. Really, it needs to be just a centimeter above the soundbar. Now, what I've figured out here is the height measurement on this guide is actually exactly half the height of the TV. So that's 41.5 centimeters for the 65-inch, which means the full height of the TV is 82 centimeters. There's about half a centimeter give or take there. So just account for that. But what I'm going to have to do now is figure out where the bottom left corner is going to be, and then measure upwards the 82 centimeters to figure out where this top left corner is supposed to be before I stick it to the wall. And yeah, and I have to make sure it's level as well. So I've got a spirit level to do that. Okay, so now I've got the guide in the perfect spot so that the TV is the right height. Now I have to fit this into that space there. The problem with that is there's about a centimeter gap on all sides, so it does leave some room for error, which is a bit of a concern. And check this out, LG have put QR code on the bracket just to remind you to double check the instructions before you do this. So that's what I'm gonna have to do now. What I'm doing here is actually drilling pilot holes with a smaller drill bit first. That way, when I use the big drill, I don't make any horrible mistakes. And also, check this out. I've taped up a plastic bag under where I'm drilling to catch the brick dust. This is a real hack. Trust me, use this when you're drilling holes, because check this out. No mess. It's all in there. Remember where you saw it first. Okay, so now I've drilled the holes, and it looks like my wall has been sprayed with the submachine gun. And I wish I had known that what I actually needed from the beginning was a 10mm drill bit, because I drilled it first of all with a 5mm, then a slightly larger, then a slightly larger. In the end, for the wall plugs, you do need a 10mm drill bit, and that's not mentioned in the instructions either. So there you go, thank me later. So I don't know how this has happened, but somehow all of the holes are perfect except the top left one, which was the first one I marked, I believe. The good thing is the bracket is actually perfectly level here, and if I want, I could put an extra hole there to secure that top left corner as well, which I might have to do. But I'm going to continue with the next few steps and then come back to that. Okay, so now we just got to push these little pins, these little safety catches back, these two, and we can pull the bracket out, I believe. Okay, maybe I'm missing something here. Am I? Oh no, here we go. Wow, that's really on there. Okay, good stuff. Okay, so the next thing to do is put the little guide stickers onto the actual bracket here. So those will come into play later. And now we have to do a little bit of origami with this bit of cardboard that comes with the bracket. So we have to turn this into a cardboard box somehow and put that behind that so the bracket doesn't close when you're trying to put the TV on. You have to fully extend the bracket out, and then that should wedge in like that. And then that way when you put the TV on, that keeps it in the out position, not moving whilst you're trying to put the TV on the bracket. Okay, next up. Okay, so now is cable management time. The great thing about this TV is all 4 ports support 120 Hz. However, only one port here supports eARC, so the Sonos ARC is plugged into that port specifically. The other ones, not so important what order they're in. There is a satellite tuner here as well. I have considered plugging in the satellite dish, but check this out. Now, the pins at the top, we need to mark those with the little red sticker so we can line it up with the blue sticker on the bracket. One important detail that I messed up earlier and I've just realized now is you're meant to leave these kind of sticking up, and the same with the red ones. This chapter right here is what I'm calling fear. Okay, so now all that's left to do is take the box out and push the TV back. Okay, so I will admit that was pretty damn nerve-wracking pushing the TV back, and when I did push it back, it was actually a bit wonky, which I couldn't believe because I really spent a lot of time making sure everything was level. But it turns out after the fact you can actually adjust the angle a little bit, so problem solved. And now it's time for the peel. So to summarize the installation experience with this TV, it's definitely a 2-person job. I would definitely not attempt this on my own. When it comes to drilling the holes, which is probably the most difficult part other than actually lifting the TV onto the bracket, just be really careful that you drill them perfectly in line. Try and drill the pilot holes first, like I did with the smaller drill bit, and then use the bigger drill bit at the end. And make sure you've got the angle of the drill bit when you're drilling into the wall as horizontal as you possibly can, because you can end up with a wonky hole, which is really difficult to fix. Luckily, there are other spots within the bracket that you can put more holes if you need to. But I will say this, once you actually successfully install the LG G2 Evo TV on a wall, it is like a masterpiece. The screen is beautiful. It's the brightest OLED the LG has ever made. Yes, there is now QD OLED technology, but that's Gen 1. This technology right now, the WRGB OLED or WOLED, has been evolved, hence the name Evo, and it's actually been fine-tuned to the point now where it's starting to peak. So you're getting a product that's really been refined over a long period of time. I think it's an amazing TV, honestly. One of the best right now. I am hoping to test out some more flagship OLEDs this year as well, so make sure you subscribe with your notifications on for more videos like that. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, so don't be late.